Hey guys, and welcome to today's project of making rice pudding. The ingredient list is in the description. Rice pudding is such a classic dish that everybody is familiar with it in some form. But here we will have it simply with some banana brulee because sometimes that is all you need. Let's begin. The most important thing when making rice pudding is the rice. The flavorings and density can be adjusted, but it is the rice that takes the lead in making this. One of the best rice to use when making rice pudding is Arborio risotto rice. The reason being is for its high starch content and short grain texture. This is what will make your rice pudding extra creamy without adding too much cream. This rice takes about 30 minutes to cook. If you can't find Arborio risotto rice, you can always use Japanese medium grain rice. Whichever rice you choose to use, you will need 120 grams. Do not wash your rice. I repeat, do not wash your rice. We want the starch, and even if you must wash your rice due to habit, just rinse it one time. In today's modern day, big brands have food safety regulations that ensure our rice is clean while being packed, so you need not worry for dirty rice. Unless you are buying your rice from an open bag in a store, you really don't have to wash your rice. But at the same time, I can't argue with habit that has been passed down to us. For more information on if washing your rice is necessary, click on the top right corner. Now, let's talk about the base flavor. This will be a vanilla rice pudding. Here, I have 2 halves of 1 pod. This pod has been dried. Because it is dry, we can use a pestle and mortar to crush the pod into a powder. You can use the whole pod. All of that powder will give it a great flavor. Keep that to one side for now. Next, measure out 60 grams of butter, unsalted. Now take a large pot, one that is relatively high, and place that on the stove and turn the heat on to medium to high. Place the butter in. We will be making this similar to making risotto. Let the butter melt fully. Once the butter has melted fully, pour in the dried vanilla. Adding it to the hot butter will awaken the flavor of the vanilla. My whole kitchen smells very nice right now. Give that a stir, pour in the rice, and let it saute for a couple of seconds. When making regular risotto, you would sweat off onions and then do this. But this is a sweet rice pudding, so no onions. When you do this with your rice, you are slightly roasting it, giving it some depth and flavor. While that is happening, measure out 120 grams of double cream, 1,200 grams of full-fat milk, 1 pinch or 5 grams of sea salt, 60 grams of light Muscavado sugar. Pour all of that in. Once it comes to a boil, turn the heat down to let it simmer. Set your timer for 15 minutes to start with. During the first 15 minutes, you don't have to stir because there is enough liquid to keep everything afloat. Let that cook out. After 15 minutes, let's check on the rice. The rice is cooked with an al dente texture. Now, we can set the timer again for another 15 minutes. We want the liquid to thicken up. This time, don't go away. Stay and watch the rice. Don't get distracted. You must stir occasionally. After the second round of 15 minutes, let's check on the rice pudding. Notice how the rice is starting to appear on the top of the liquid. We want that. Perhaps just even a little more. So I decided to cook it out for another 5 more minutes. After 5 minutes, this is the consistency we are looking for. When you take your spoon, and there is a good mix of rice and creamy liquid mixture. Also, notice how it coats the spoon. It may look rather liquid right now, but as it cools, it will thicken up. We can now take it off from the heat and set that to one side while we measure out the final ingredient. This final ingredient will just complete and complement the entire dish. I will be using white chocolate from Callebaut. You can use any kind of white chocolate, just as long as it is of high quality. The reason why I'm using white chocolate is for its creamy elements and hints of vanilla, even though I have already added real vanilla. Measure out 60 grams of white chocolate. Bring the pot over, pour the white chocolate in and fold it gently together. Think of this as the same kind of concept as finishing a savory risotto off with some cheese or parmesan. This just brings it all to another level. Let's take the temperature. It is currently at about 67 degrees. This is a perfect serving and enjoying temperature. Any hotter and it will be too hot to eat. Any colder and it might be too thick to eat. In the meantime, take a banana and cut it in slices. Take some demerara sugar, Dip the bananas in the sugar on one side. We are going to torch the tops. It is time to dish out some rice pudding. Place some bananas on the top and enjoy. There you go. Creamy, smooth, rich and full of flavor with some help from the caramelized bananas. The perfect dessert if you need something fast and easy. It is so good. Alright, excuse me while I go and finish my plate, and there you have it. Rice pudding. As usual, it was a pleasure having you with us on this journey today. If you enjoyed what you watched, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to be notified of upcoming videos, and we shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.